Most scholars derive it from the root word MLK, which means to rule. Up until 1935, everybody agreed that Molech was a divine name of a god, but then Otto Eisfeld wrote a short book where he argued that Hebrew Molech was not a divine name, but rather the name of a sacrifice, just as MLK occurs as a sacrificial term in Punic inscriptions where human children were sacrificed. His views sparked a lot of thoughts and questions among scholars' minds.
Whoa. I'm sorry, I gotta back that up. Did he say Punic? Let me back this up.
Molech was a divine name of a god, but then Otto Eisfeld wrote a short book where he argued that Hebrew Molech was not a divine name, but rather the name of a sacrifice, just as MLK occurs as a sacrificial term in Punic inscriptions where human children were sacrificed.
Is he talking about the Punic Wars? Hannibal? Rome? Okay, let's continue. Let's continue.
His views sparked a lot of thoughts and questions among scholars' minds. There's another idea that Molech was actually a sacrificial term, but the Old Testament authors misunderstood it as the name of a god. This view is mostly rejected, since not one, but many authors, possibly from different time periods, have mentioned the name in the books. It's unlikely that they all misunderstood the true meaning of that term. Molech is considered as the god of the Ammonites in the New International Version and New Living Translation of 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 5. Other translations, like the King James Version and the English Standard Version, mention Milcom as the god of the Ammonites. Scholars agree that in the first two versions, they've mistaken Molech for Milcom. Molech and Milcom may not be the same gods, but who knows? They might be of the same origin. In the Leviticus,
This point. Yeah, many of you know I'm into history. I'm a nerd. A bit of a nerd. You see this is in the Bible. And if God of the Bible is said to have said this, that makes it more likely that this is going on. Because the modern, rulers, the I word, the people behind the scenes that you can't see, they are very fixated on what's in the Bible. Like I said, they're Crowley hated Christianity, the Bible. It's a Satanist. Okay, so you ask me, this makes it even more likely. If the Bible was saying don't sacrifice the mother, that's exactly why you see all these billionaires over there at the Bohemian Grove. Let's continue.
Moreover, thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones.
Y'all gotta understand, people. Haven't y'all seen the upside down crucifixes? I need to test the water here. Has everybody seen these rappers and I think some R&B artists wearing upside down crosses, crucifixes? I'm just saying, these Satanists, that's what they do. That's part of the things they do. They rock upside down crucifixes because they like everything to be the opposite of Christianity, the Bible, and all of that. Let's continue.
I also will set my face against that man, and will cut him off from among his people, because he hath given of his seed unto Molech, to defile my sanctuary, and to profane my holy name. And if the people of the land do at all hide their eyes from that man, when he giveth of his seed unto Molech, and put him not to death, then I will set my face against that man, and against his family, and will cut him off, and all that go astray after him, to go astray after Molech, from among their people. From these verses, we can see how much Yahweh and the biblical authors hate the practice of offering children to Moloch.
Now,
Some people
why? Why? It's because that's the time of our life where we're sinless, innocent, pure, free of sin. We're pure souls. And I'm telling y'all, it is believed that many people get off into consuming. Let's continue.
people equate Molech with Adramelech. 2 Kings, chapter 17, verse 31. The Avites made Nibas and Tartak, and the Sepharvites burned their children in the fire as sacrifices to Adramelech and Anamelech, the gods of Sepharvaim. So it's clear that the cult of Adramelech and Anamelech, a Syrian and Mesopotamian goddess, also did child sacrifice. But this view is mostly rejected. Some say that Molech is simply an epithet of Baal, who is another Canaanite god, by quoting Jeremiah chapter 19, verse 5. They have built the high places of Baal to burn their children in the fire as offerings to Baal, something I did not command or mention, nor did it enter my mind. But 2 Kings chapter 23, verse 5 and 10 have clearly distinguished the two gods. He did away with the idolatrous priests appointed by the kings of Judah to burn incense on the high places of the towns of Judah and on those around Jerusalem, those who burned incense to Baal, to people.
These occultists, they believe if they act out and do exactly the opposite of what's in the Bible, they view that as their connection with Lucifer. We're dealing with Satanists. Please keep that in mind.
The sun and moon, to the constellations, and to all the starry hosts.
It's all about what Christianity represents. It would be the same case if they were doing it with the Quran. It's all about what it represents. It represents the Creator, who or whatever created this universe. We're going to function opposite.
He desecrated Topheth, which was in the valley of Ben Hinnom, so no one could use it to sacrifice their son or daughter in the fire to Molech. The god Malach is twice equated with Nergal, the Mesopotamian underworld god. So, if Molech and Malach are the same deity, then Molech can also be considered as an underworld god. Not to mention that most people nowadays see him as a demon. If there's a biblical verse which is used to back up this theory, it would be Isaiah chapter 57, verse 9. You journeyed to Molech with oil and multiplied your perfumes. You sent your envoys far off and sent down even to Sheol.
What? Stop this. People, I know many of you don't agree with me. I know. I have a lot of people disagree with me on history. But look at this. Look at all this stuff, these references to sacrifices. These plaques here, like this one, this is not ancient. All these sacrificial stuff that we think is ancient, like the story where they talk about the Israelites, that stuff is that's why it was so rampant up to this day. I don't think we would have carried nothing like that from ancient times.
Sheol is a place where the souls of the dead go after they die. It is described as a place with still darkness. Then that means Moloch is residing in the underworld, which naturally makes him an underworld deity. The view that Molech is actually a term for a sacrifice and not the name of a god is widely criticized. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 5. I myself will set my face against him and his family, and will cut them off from their people together with all who follow him in prostituting themselves to Molech. We can clearly see that there was a practice of people playing the harlot to Molech, just like they did with other pagan deities. We never hear of people playing the harlot after a sacrifice. Since the word Melech means king in Hebrew, scholars have also searched the Masoretic text to find instances of Melech that may be mistakes for Moloch. Only one instance has been found. Topheth has long been prepared. It has been made ready for the king. Its fire pit has been made deep and wide, with an abundance of fire and wood. The breath of the Lord, like a stream of burning sulfur, sets it ablaze. In this verse, the word king must be replaced with Moloch according to this theory. 2 Kings chapter 23, verse 10. And he defiled Topheth, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom, that no man might make his son or his daughter to pass through the fire to Molech.
What?
According to some, pass through the fire here seems more like running through the fire, a practice.
Listen, I don't care what it means. What make me uncomfortable is how many times the name Moloch is in the Bible. Each time it appears in the Bible makes me believe in my suspicion more and more. That's more motivation for them to try to act out whatever the Bible is saying is wrong and not to do. That's what they're all about. With everything. Crowley, research Crowley, the man would even walk backwards. He would talk backwards. Baphomet is backwards. A mixture of a man and a woman. And a goat, what is it, a bull, whatever. Everything, turn it around. Do the opposite, do the reverse. Love the most despicable, disgusting creature and hail it like it's the most glorious creature on the planet. More important than your young. In fact, sacrifice your young to us.
Which is still being done in some cultures. This led to the rise of a new theory which states that the children were not actually sacrificed, but were made to run through the fire. After reading the other verses containing Moloch, this theory is put into question. On several occasions in the Old Testament, the location of the Molech sacrifices is stated to be at the Topheth in the valley of Hinnom, which in relation to ancient Jerusalem, it was just outside the city. But what's a Topheth? Medieval French Rabbi Shlomo Yitzchaki, otherwise known as Rashi, explains, Topheth is Moloch, which was made of brass, and they heated him from his lower parts, and his hands being stretched out, and made hot, they put the child between his hands, and it was burned, when it vehemently cried out. But the priests beat a drum, that the father might not hear the voice of his son, and his heart might not be moved. Some Hellenistic sources also mention similar practices in the regions of Phoenicia and Carthage.
Wait a minute. Shut up. No, it wasn't. They annoy me bringing up these mythological cities and civilizations. Let me back this up.
Being stretched out and made hot, they put the...
Why would you even tell a story like this? Who makes up a story like this? Huh? You ain't never heard a story in your life. Y'all sitting and gathered around. Somebody said, oh, let's tell a story. Okay. Put baby in the fire and burn it to death. You're like, fool, what's wrong with you? Who makes up a story like this, other than people involved in it? The very fact that this story even exists, these stories, we're going to talk about this story. All through the Bible, these crazy people were into this stuff.
He explains, Topheth is Moloch, which was made of brass, and they heated him from his lower parts, and his hands being stretched out, and made hot, they put the child between his hands, and it was burned, when it vehemently cried out. But the priests beat a drum, that the father might not hear the voice of his son, and his heart might not be moved. Some Hellenistic sources also mention similar practices in the regions of Phoenicia and Carthage. Archaeologists have applied the term Tophet to large cemeteries of children found at Carthaginian sites that have traditionally been believed to house the victims of child sacrifice.
Now, that's another... Okay, it's time to stop this. It's time to stop this. Here they go. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of lies in history. That's the first thing you gotta understand before you research history. A lot of lies. Okay, I didn't see this burial where y'all found a bunch of skeletons of kids somewhere. How how you concluded that they were sacrificed. Let's not even go there. Gotta be careful when you're dealing with history, man. But listen, y'all tell me. I know this sounds whacked out, but why do powerful people to this day gather around Moloch? If what we just watched is so wacky and crazy, then why do really the most powerful people in the world honor Moloch? Now, I hope somebody has corrected me if I'm wrong. Isn't this owl supposed to be Moloch as well? Alex Jones said to have gotten real footage. Of course, that blew up all over the place. Of course, recently Ryan Garcia said that he was not only taken out there, but he had, some inappropriate things done to him, according to him, his story. But I got questions, man. Isn't that right? Let me see if somebody corrected me. Okay. Moloch is also represented as the owl. Yes. And okay, so you got the most powerful people who can definitely have influence over the laws, right? We seen presidents up there, the most powerful people in the world, we seen up there at the Bohemian Grove. Honoring what? Moloch. Is it really that important to you? Why would you even respect a pagan deity like that? Why would you find a deity like that appealing? Is my question. Boy, you cannot make this up. There are not that many good videos about the Bohemian Grove, it looks like. We got a few of them. I'm hoping everybody know what it is. Let's check out the short. See what's going on here. This is crazy. Like, I wouldn't find nothing like this interesting. A big statue of an owl out in the woods. You know what I'm saying?
There's this YouTuber, Dancer1, and he snuck into the Bohemian Grove. And it's really creepy. He went like crazy far with it. He went into some of the buildings and it had this creepy looking weird clown demon goblin.
Oh, weird.
There's like an iron bowl with two owls on each side of it in front of the giant owl statues.
Okay. I think he's trolling. I suspect he's trolling. That's a heavily guarded area, isn't it? That's a heavily guarded area. We've seen cops out there. He just drove up there, rode his bike?
The Bohemian Club, which meets in Bohemian Grove in California, is an exclusive gathering of mostly rich white men with plenty of power. The members of this not-so-secret cabal run around the California woods annually, mostly drinking and goofing off. Here's what really happens at Bohemian Grove. One of the hard and fast rules of Bohemian Grove is weaving spiders come not here, which essentially means that no matter what, real-world deals aren't to be made at camp. There's one notable exception, and that happened in 1942. And even that's a sort of. The Bohemian Club owns Bohemian Grove, and the super-secret camping trip that happens every year only goes on for a handful of days. For the rest of the year, any members of the club can use the grounds for whatever they want.
Super secret. Secret for what? What you keeping a secret for? What you got to hide? Are they out there making sacrifices? There are stories out there. Hillary Clinton. There's stories out there. Y'all heard that actress, you heard of several actresses have gone public saying that they keep themselves looking young by putting, I'm not even going to look it up. I hope y'all already know.
What? And according to Skeptoid, Bohemian Club member Dr. Edward Teller reserved the camp in September 1942. Teller would go on to be forever known as the father of the hydrogen bomb, and the groundwork for the Manhattan Project was laid there. But here's the thing. Teller was the only member of the Bohemian Club there, so it can't really be said that club members were out there planning world domination. Were they? In 1989, Spy magazine writer Philip Weiss snuck into Bohemian Grove and described the annual lowbrow theatrical production known as the Low Jinks like this. The humor was not just lame, but circa 1950s college follies lame. Those who have gotten an inside peek into Bohemian Grove say the theatrical productions are a huge deal, and the one-time production Weiss was talking about was not only filled with the type of humor an 11-year-old might find hilarious, but it also cost a whopping $75,000. That's just one of the plays the members staged for each other. There is also a more serious production called the Hijinks, or more formally, the Grove Play. Over the years, they've staged performances of St. Patrick at Tara, recited hundreds of poems, tackled subjects like the triumph of Christianity over Druidic paganism, and Jack London even wrote an original piece for the Hijinks, which was...
That's enough. You're babbling. You're babbling. Why can't some of these people keep their videos interesting? I don't get it. Don't start babbling. Start to lose people. So, you get the point. People today are into some very strange things. Listen, we don't know what truly happens with cadavers, do we? We don't know what happens. We don't. What are these people doing? We may never know. All I'm saying is, there are too many dots right now, and they looking like they connect. That's all I'm saying. And I'm suspicious. None of this sit well with me. I don't know how many of y'all ran across this. But, man, I told y'all, stick around. My new people just found this channel. Stick around. You see that? Kylie and Jason mourn the death of their dog. She said, I lost a part of my soul today. Yep. I don't even know who this is. Are these celebrities? Kylie and Jason and Kelsey, okay. I don't even know who this is. Shout out to them, whoever you are, the Kelseys. Alright, get out of here. Out of here. Oh, yes, it's part of my soul. Yeah, they're too far gone. They're too deep into this stuff, man. They're to the point where they'll kill. Look at the people. For the people who think my suspicion is unusual or unreasonable, will kill another person for their dog. You do know that, right? Dog lovers have shot and stabbed people. Some who were protecting themselves from their dog. I just shared a story where that happened. Man's dog attacked another man. The other man tried to defend himself. The owner walked up and stabbed him in the chest. If they'll kill people, adults, why wouldn't they be out in the Bohemian Grove? Yeah. I'm just saying. Oh, things got weird tonight. But yeah, man. Maybe these cases mess me up. Maybe I need to get therapy. I might be like one of those detectives, sitting up in the house, got a bottle of liquor, slumped over, driven half crazy by all the dead bodies he's seen that day. I'm starting to feel like that guy. Oh yeah. There's a strong demonic energy on this planet right now. I mean, it's stronger than ever. I mean, they got literal satanic churches. Now, I know they claim some of them. Like, there's different levels to Satanism. There's different levels. Some of them are pretensions. They might go through with some made-up rituals or whatever. But some of them is the real deal. And the fact that they've erected satanic churches itself is crazy. I'm being honest. That seemed like something that that you would have to see to believe. If I had heard about this when I was young, I wouldn't have believed it. I don't know about nobody else, but I did not find out about, I didn't even know, I didn't never heard of satanic church, or satanic place of worship in the United States at all. Somebody would have asked me before I found out if they exist. They're like, no, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? A satanic church? Are you smoking crack? Satanic crack? Yeah, you brought crack back from hell? Well, here you go. Satanic temples. I guess they got them all over. You got them on Baphomet head back here. These people are serious. I don't know about nobody else, but this is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And, oh boy, what is this? Oh boy, people. It's getting crazy. Baphomet. Now, here you go. Told y'all about that. The upside down crosses. Don't we see more of these today than we ever have in the past? They are all over music videos. The rulers are putting it out there in our face that this is what it is. And what they're trying to do, they're trying to get people to get comfortable with it. That's how you do it. You take something that's real bizarre and throw it out there, and people will be like, it can't be that real since you're putting it in our face, you're letting all of us know about it. And who